successful risk-taking. William Kendal Mayes. My Uncle Kenny was all of these things and more. He was a respected businessman in many places around the world, and he had a deep respect for those he worked with. They were not just business partners or associates. They were close friends. My mom shared with me a comment my uncle made about feeling that maybe us as his nieces and nephew, that we saw him as more than he was. And that concerned him greatly. The fact is, I think he underestimated and didn't see himself for who he was. Everybody has flaws and differences, and we know that, and we love him anyway. He was just amazing like that. Uncle Kenny liked new things, new innovations. Whenever something new came out, and a lot of my memories are from when I was much younger, whenever something new was coming out, he was usually one of the first to get it. And I came about a lot of firsts through my uncle as a child. He was one of the first people I knew to have a car phone. And if anybody remembers when they first came out, they were a big box-like affair. And he was first time he got it, he brought it home. I think we got to talk on it to somebody one time. And it was just really cool. Home computers, when they first came out to be in the home. He had a Tandy 1000. I mentioned that to him once a couple years ago, remembering that, and he said, "That old dinosaur." and for like my daughter that knows computers today, nothing like that. It was a black screen with green writing, that was it. But he let us come over, and he had a game, a story game that we were allowed to play on it. And one of those stories where you pick which way you're going to go, and it's different places, and to get through to the end. I don't know if either one of us ever finished it, but we played it a lot. We went whale watching with my grandma once, and my uncle lived next door to her at that time on north of Long Beach. We got back and we were going to go get Taco Bell or something, but Uncle Kenny came over, and he was dressed up in Western attire, and he talked to Grandma for a few minutes, and she went and got dressed up in Western attire, and there were a couple of ladies that were accompanying us, and he took us to Black Angus. This was my brother and me, and this was another first, because we'd never been in a place like that before. This is totally cool. And a lot of fun. When I was 16, my uncle got me my first phone, and that's not a cell phone business. That was a phone in my room, and it came with its own telephone line. And he paid for it every month. He said he was tired of trying to call my mom and always getting a busy signal. But he laughed when he said it. When Miriam was little, like 1 or 2, my two uncles, my Uncle Kenny and Uncle Jim, started kind of an interesting contest at Christmas time. Dad remembers. They would find her toys that made noise and see who could get her the noisiest toy each year. Two that I remember specifically was a penguin that banged on drums, and there was a puppy that barked and did flips. That went on for 2 or 3 years, and I don't know if anybody ever really won, but it was a lot of fun. When Miriam was 3, my uncle dressed up as Santa Claus with beard and glasses and everything. He came through Grandma's front door, and she sat on his lap and talked with him. Then he gave her a gift, and then he left. She was 17 before somebody blew the whistle, and she actually found out that wasn't Santa Claus who visited her. More recently, after Hurricane volcano, which you've heard mentioned. My uncle got together with friends and business associates from all over the world. They filled a semi with tents, cook stoves, hygiene items, anything people might need to survive who had lost everything. They went into the hurricane area and gave all of this stuff to people who needed it. This was typical of my uncle. When he saw someone in need, he took whatever steps he needed to help. A little bit about his dogs, and he's had a few over the years. When I was much younger, it was Sandy and Shadow, and they were his babies. If my uncle had ribeye steak barbecued, the dogs had ribeye steak barbecued. There was an incident at Christmas one year. Shadow thought he was going to die. A very well-mannered dog, actually, but he just couldn't stand the smell of that ham. He wanted it so bad. And he got it on the table and he grabbed a bite and ran away real quick. And Uncle Kenny came after him. Shadow was so disgusted to discover that what he had grabbed was a dill pickle. He was going to die for a dill pickle. It was great. More recently, he's got the little dogs. And they can't.
Sierra and Milo.
And they like to dress up. They are also his children. They made the trip with him and Justice across the country to Palm Springs recently. One of my uncle's biggest dreams was to move back here and be with family. He'd been in Florida for so many years and hadn't seen some of us, most of us, for quite a few of those years. They made the cross-country trip in cars, he and Justice and the dog. And one of the most exciting things for me in several years, when I learned he was moving back here. We went to their new house to celebrate his 60th birthday. I spent a week telling everyone I knew I was going to see my uncle again. I don't show a lot of emotion, but anyone that knows me can see that I was really excited about this. It was a great day, and he was happy, and we were all happy just to be together. He kept asking me if I wanted to go lay down, if I was doing okay. I've had some recent medical issues that he knew about, and as usual, he was thinking about someone else besides himself. Plans were made for Thanksgiving and Christmas together. November 22nd, 2012. We spent Thanksgiving Day together as a family. Not the way we had planned it, but we were together. Everyone was there. My uncle was there, and I know he knew we were all there. He stayed as late as he could, and at 8:15 p.m. he left to go to his final home. I have to tell you, I am looking forward with anticipation to seeing him again one day soon. For now, Uncle Kenny, rest easy. We still have each other here together. We'll draw together and care for each other as you have always cared for all of us. I love you.
I think we have one other family member. This is a yes. That was good. We have one other family member that would like to share. Marie, that was absolutely marvelous. It was tough for you to get through
That means I gotta put the camera